Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In today's video, I'm going to introduce you to one of the secrets which we hold in Islamic psychology and psychology particularly about treatment, about positioning yourself with your parents. And it's not really, not really a choice for us if we are Muslims because we are being commanded to do it at our best of capacities with kindness, mercy, and so forth. Therefore, in order for us to turn ourselves into a great act, a great slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we need to treat it seriously. And we all know that, but we also know that it's very difficult. In fact, none of those relationships, broad relationships, had been designed by God to make it easy on us. They're actually inviting us to further work with our nerves. How do we know that? Because we have this hadith, one after another, especially the one that talks about siratul wasil, so something bigger than just relationship with your parents. It talks about relationships with your cousins. So, so this hadith says that if your cousins, if your extended family are nice to you and you're nice back to them, this is not siratul wasil. This is not respect. This is not kindness. You are doing siratul wasil. You doing respect. You doing mercy. You doing kindness to them if they are not, or if they are making it difficult for you. All right. So by definition, it's supposed to be difficult. So if you're finding yourself annoyed or frustrated with lack of responses or with difficult journey towards rahma, towards compassion, towards empathy, please stop yourself from panicking, because actually this is it. You doing your job, you turning your emotional and social quotient, your interpersonal intelligence skills into ibadah. Okay, alhamdulillah, it has to come with difficulty. And if you're struggling, I hope this tool is going to help you. And if that sounds interesting, please join this 5 days beautiful challenge journey through Islamic psychology, which I've prepared. You can find link below just for you. I'm going to guide you through 5 days of easy steps towards reshifting your approach to relationships with your parents and broader actually relationships as well. With my coaches, which I lovingly trained for you in Islamic psychology and Islamic coaching. This experience is both educational but also practical for most. It's going to be actually an Islamic group therapy. We're going to sit together and we're going to look into theories, just like I'm going to sit down with you in a second and look into one of those amazing theories that psychology holds for us. And we're going to see how to apply it, how to relieve it, how applicable it is. Well, how can we extract the best from what science, what ilms brings to us for the sake of turning it into ibadah? So the link is below, and I really do hope that you will feel encouraged to give me your honor, actually, to guide you through this difficult process of helping you to maintain healthy and extremely difficult relationships with your parents. Sorry. So now I'm going to introduce to you a theory called humanistic theory in psychology. And before I'm going to show it to you, I really want you to understand that what I'm going to show to you is completely coming from the perspective of me encouraging you to think about empathy, compassion, mercy, and rahmah in your heart. Okay? Because that's what it is. That's what it is. We have to compare our psychology theories to what is in Tawheed, what is in Quran, and what is in Sunnah for us to take and work with. So this theory talks about 3 different stages of personal needs development. The first is basic need, the second psychological need, and the third one is self-fulfillment. Some theories, humanistic theories, they also go as far as saying that it should be a case of us having basic needs provided by our primary carers by the time we are 10, and then by the time we're 20, we should maintain our psychological needs self-handedly, plus with help of society, and then go on individually led a journey called self-fulfillment journey, when we trying to attain self-actualization. Sorry. Now, basic needs is something that I really wanted to sit down, contemplate on, and understand that in basic needs, we're not only talking about food, we're not only talking about shelter, but also safety, security, even playtime, something that is not mentioned here on the screen. Those things are really important. Those things are building blocks to our subconscious. Because if those basic needs are not met, then we're going through life thinking that life is scarcity, looking over our shoulder, being constantly anxious and passing those anxiety traits and attitudes to next generations. So if that is something that has happened to you, meaning your parents passed to you an anxiety leading traits, I want you to take a pen and paper and write down, have a think. Why? What has happened in the life to think that life is unsafe? What is it that I have experienced to make them stuck in this basic needs level? Okay. Now, when you do this job, I want you to listen to what psychological needs are doing for us. If we met our psychological needs, we feel that we belong to a clan. We feel we belong to our family. We feel that we deserve love. We feel that, our friends want to be our friends for our qualities, not for what we do for them. We feel that our parents see us, hear us, and support us for what we are, not for what they're trying to make us to be. We feel prestige and we feel feeling of accomplishment in anything we do, because we absolutely love contributing to society. We are being not only praised for that, but we're also being admired by that. Now, this is a beautiful place to be. Have a think if your parents actually experienced that, or experiencing that if they're still working, if they're still in relationships. Have a think if that is what they modeled to you. And I'd be completely honest to you, most likely they didn't. Most likely they didn't. So now I want you to, put the pen to the paper and try to understand. This is an exercise between you and you, really, and try to understand what is it that stop them from achieving those things. The psychological needs are not met. For what reason? What happened in their life? And when they have passed down pathological traits down to you, if they stuck on psychological needs, then you might hear from them, you can't trust anyone. You might have been past narratives like all men are not to be believed. Life of a woman is difficult. You have to work hard to achieve anything. Everyone is against you. Everyone is out to get you. You will never succeed because you're immigrant. Your job as a woman is to raise children. That's it. Full stop. You don't need to get educated. Things like that. Have a think. What is it that was known to your parents that they decided to pass to you, but it doesn't feel healthy? It doesn't feel like it's coming from the place where they actually value themselves, when they're satisfied with their life, their achievements, when they're in the state of gratitude for what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them in their life. And then look back, because I assume your parents are not self-fulfilled individuals. However, they might be. And I come down to that. Now, have a look at your list. Not only you've made a list of things which sort of indicate where your parents are stuck, but you also have made empathetic exercise into why is it that your parents are stuck there. Now, the last question to those exercise was the most important one, because I've asked you not only to list things which went wrong in your childhood, but also why. The why invites empathy. The why invites stepping out from your shoes. The why invites you to experience their world from their perspective. The why invites you to an exercise of empathizing, to exercise of having mercy and compassion towards them. And that is really, really important, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has 100 particles of mercy, and he sent one of them to us as his creations. So whatever is it that you're experiencing right now, hopefully after this exercise, it's just one of many that you could experience in the day of judgment. Why am I putting it in these words? Because if you are merciful to your parents, if you are kind to your parents, if you're empathetic to your parents, Allah subhanahu promises you Jannah. He even promises you he's going to prolong your life. He even promises you that he's going to give you more risk. All right. So, so this exercise was really, really important. Now, for those of you whose parents are actually self-fulfilled, they they went through self-actualization, sorry. They achieved what I like to refer to as their kingdom. And they have nothing to prove to others. They sort of personalizing their prophetic attitude, and they serving others. They self-satisfied. They have trust in you. They respect you. They respect your boundaries. This is actually them who taught you an idea of a boundaries, respect, and love. They treat you as an adult. They believe in you. They accept you. They allow you to commit your mistakes. Well, congratulations, you are probably 5 to 10% of population where you are having it easy, where you are having it maybe even too easy. And that's what I want you to stay. That's what I want you to think. Uh, and uh, and make a list of those blessings. Maybe some of them I already mentioned to you. And have a think. Now try to empathize with yourself. Have a think where this possibly can lead you from the perspective of diseases of the heart. Because if you had it easy, perhaps you grew into believing that everything will be easy. You grew into believing that your parents will always have your back. You grew maybe to believe that you are better than others, and that is very, very close to arrogance. Hmm? Um, um, and looking down at people. And that is so, so, so far away from humility, so, so far away from compassion to others. Okay. Maybe even compassion to your parents, and maybe because of the fact that you are so privileged in so many things, makes you desensitized to the efforts that they gave you, turn you into a completely ungrateful person. And that is such a dangerous place because that's so far, far away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mercy. Yeah. Now, I'm going to close that screen and I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to emphasize that those theories, they're not here to replace any personal authority, but those theories, they are psychoeducational tools for you to sit down and do what's tafakkur, contemplation. Tafakkur is another tool, another process that we are being invited as Muslims in Quran over and over again, over and over again. I mean, if you don't believe me, go into Surah Rahman, right? Which of the favors of the Lord will you deny? You have a full list of things that you could sit down, contemplate. I mean, go into process of tafakkur and draw your own conclusion, just like you draw your own conclusion today. So congratulations, that was a crash course into psychology and Islamic psychology perspective on how to work with empathy and rahma based on difficult relationships with your parents. And there's absolutely more. There's absolutely more than this subject has to offer. And if you are interested, I hope to meet you in this 5 days challenge starting on 15th of January. Inshallah, I hope to meet you there, and inshallah, I hope to guide you through it. Okay, thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.